efforts in going after terrorism, but we're not going to do that by ourselves, and we're not going to do it just by deploying more Marines in every country that has these problems. We got to build up their capacity in these areas so that they're not recruiting centers and safe havens for terrorist activity.
The U.S. has participated in the bombing that has created a humanitarian crisis by offering intelligence and logistical support. On Tuesday, the Saudis announced they would halt the month-long bombing. They said the campaign had achieved its objectives. That now appears to be a dirty Saudi trick, coaxing the residents of Yemen out of their homes to be pummeled by more Saudi airstrikes. The strikes have so far wounded 3,311 and killed 951 people, 300 civilians. 134 of those were children. The Saudi Arabian elitist genocide campaign may seem like a world away, but according to the truth about the Saudi government and their involvement hidden in plain view in the full 9/11 Commission report, that same psychopathic irresponsibility could potentially spark into a full-blown Third World War in the Middle East. John Bound, INFOWARS.com.
An opposite danger, that public policy could itself become the captive of a scientific, technological elite.
We're here at the Lone Star Roundup in Austin, Texas. This is their 14th year here. It's one of the biggest and best classic car shows in the country. All the cars here are 1963 or older. That means that they're at least 52 years old. You're going to see a lot of different changes here, but it's also a reflection of America's love of the car culture, and what it brings to us, independence and freedom. So we're going to talk to some of the people here and see what they think about the near future, where drivers are banned from the highway.
Driving a car, there's something about driving a classic car with the windows down. Don't even have to have the radio on. You can hear the motor. You can't beat it.
I'd get rid of my wife almost before I'd get rid of some of my cars.
Well, it's an original 1964 Woody Gilmore car out of California.
From this little on, I've been, taking motors apart, taking Volkswagen apart when I was like 8 years old, So it's just almost a lifestyle. I wouldn't know what to do without cars.
I've been messing with them ever since I was 14 years old.
The only thing that's not original is the motor and the body panels, but it is an original 1963 Top Fuel car.
That's a beautiful car.
Well, it's Tweety Bird. It was gone for 50 years, and he sold it to pay for his first child being born in 1962. And we were at a swap meet, and a guy answered his cell phone and says, "We need to move the Model A out of the garage in Tweety." And I go, "Oh my gosh!" So I tapped him on the shoulder and I said, "Tweety doesn't happen to be a yellow 32, does it?" And he goes, "Yes." The guy says, "I own your car."
You ever seen this? Google self-driving car? Yeah. No steering wheel, no brakes. Would you want to ride in that car?
No, I got to have some control over what I'm in.
Google self-driving car?
Right, yeah, I saw it on the internet.
No steering wheel,
no brakes. Yeah, that's scary. I spent 33 years in the United States Air Force, so, I'm familiar with all the navigation systems. And 'cause I've been in places with GPS that took me in the wrong direction.
How's that computer going to react when a deer jumps out in front of you, or something falls out of the sky and you can see it coming down? Maybe it's out of its range.
Have you seen the Google car that has no steering wheel and no brakes?
Yes, yeah, I saw that last week, actually.
How would you feel to get in a car like that?
I don't know. I guess I wouldn't really. I wouldn't feel comfortable at all.
What do you think about autonomous driving cars, and the cars where you don't have a steering wheel or brakes? So they're talking about using that extensively.
I think I may see it when I'm an old man, maybe, but
I still think humans are going to be driving them, and humans are going to be in control of them for, I know, the rest of my life now.
Do you think that they will ban driving eventually on the road?
I wouldn't be surprised if eventually, but I don't see it anytime soon in our lifetime, or at least not in as long as I'm driving. Hopefully it's after my lifetime or our lifetime. But my personal opinion, I don't see it happening anytime soon.
Ford, I think, is just put out a thing that will keep you from speeding. So it'll basically brake your car if you go above the speed limit. It'll slow you down.
I don't like it, but I don't drive Fords either. So
Autonomous driving cars, or the government tracking every mile that we drive and taxing us on every mile that we drive. How do you feel about that?
I do not like it.
Okay, they're charging, everywhere's turning into a toll road, right? Yeah. And they got the easy tag. How long is it going to be before they go, okay, you went through toll number 3 at this time, and you went through toll number 4 at this time. Well, you went 90 miles an hour from here to there, and they're going to send you a ticket in the mail.
They're putting black boxes in all of the new cars, and probably retrofit it back to any of the cars that are on the street. That's going to measure how fast you accelerate, how fast you corner. They're going to give that information to the insurance companies. What do you think about that, and the government?
I don't like that. I'm glad I don't have one on my car.
The human factor needs to be there. You can't have everything computerized.
The CEO of Uber has said that once they get self-driving cars, once they get autonomous driving cars, car ownership will go away. That's their goal. What do you think about that?
They're going to have a hard time with that, I think. I mean, I think a lot of people are getting fed up with the infringement on our freedoms, with the spying and all this kind of stuff, you know? It's like, why are you spying on us, listening to my phone call and all it, and you're going to tell me I can't drive my car and I'm not going to have the freedom to go where I want to go? No way. It'll be a fight then.
Well, I've talked to a lot of people here at the Lone Star Roundup. Everybody believes that there's a future where we're not going to be able to drive cars. Everybody believes that the future is going to have less freedom. Nobody believes that it's going to happen in the next 5 to 10 years. Even the young people don't think that it'll happen within their lifetime. We have to wake up to how rapidly things are changing and understand that unless we take steps, it will happen, and it will happen sooner than anybody thinks. For INFOWARS Nightly News, I'm David Knight.
In the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex. The potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist.
From the water table to our soils to the atmosphere itself, our world is becoming more and more toxic each and every day. But it's not just the air outside that's toxic. Indoor air has been shown to have 2 to 5 times higher concentrations of pollutants than even outdoor air. And most Americans spend 90% of their time inside using toxic chemicals within their homes. There are more than 42 million smokers in the United States. Well over 1,000 types of mold and mildew linked to numerous conditions. And don't forget the fact that 6 million Americans live with pets they're allergic to as well. When I began to research these statistics, it was clear to me it was time to start cleansing my lungs in order to combat the toxic environment that we cannot escape, but that we can fight back against. Made with organic and wild cultivated herbs and manufactured in the USA, the new INFOWARS Life Lung Cleanse is here in a convenient spray bottle that can be brought with you throughout any toxic environment. Now available exclusively at InfoWarsLife.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139. INFOWARS Life and InfoWarsLife.com is extremely excited to announce our latest release, Winter Sun, a revolutionary type of vitamin D3. Winter Sun is a premium quality vitamin D3 nutritional supplement. It is produced by extracting oil from healthy, nutrient-dense plants known as lichens. Every batch is analyzed for purity and D3 content. It's completely free of toxins and allergens. Simply put, if you want the best at an extremely low price, this is it. Winter Sun is the result of our pursuit of the best source of vitamin D3. The research and development took over 2 years, but the result, as verified by independent laboratories, is the best vegan vitamin D3 product in the world. Read the facts at InfoWarsLife.com about Winter Sun Vitamin D3. Not only does vitamin D3 promote a healthy mood, but vitamin D supports our memory and brain function, something the globalists are targeting. Visit InfoWars.com today or call 888-253-3139.
Things that we use to heal ourselves, they are using to literally turn humans into weapons.
The notion that the United States sponsors some sort of super soldier program is not just untrue, it's patently absurd. Next question.
Neural control, voluntary limb replacement, This is happening. The only question that remains is how far will we allow it to go?
Well, that was just a part of the teaser trailer for the official Call of Duty Black Ops 3 Ember that is set to release April 26th. The tagline for this is that in the next 50 years, technological advancements will lead us into a world where only those who risk going too far will find out how far we can actually go. Now, joining me in studio, Rob Dew and Joe Biggs. We're going to give our review of the trailer. So, Dew, what do you think? Is this predictive programming, or, I mean, is this already here?
Well, I think it was an amazing piece of editing. As an editor, I was kind of blown away by it. And yes, I do think it's a piece of predictive programming. And we ran an article back in 2010. I just want to read this definition of predictive programming from Alan Watt. Things or ideas which would otherwise be seen as bizarre, vulgar, undesirable, or impossible are inserted into films/video games, you could put right there, in the realm of fantasy. When the viewer watches these films/plays these games, his or her mind is left open to suggest, and the conditioning process begins. These same movies, which are designed to program the average person, can give the discerning viewer a better understanding of the workings and the plan of the world agenda. It's from Alan Watt. And yeah, I think you're seeing a lot of that predictive programming stuff. And it starts off as, great things. We've got working bionic legs. We've got eye implants that can help the blind people see, cochlear implants to help people hear. But then where does it go too far? I mean, there's some people that are saying that the next person, the person who's immortal, has already been born.
Yeah.
So,
right.
When does that go too far? What I think is interesting, though, in this trailer teaser, the people who are questioning things are like religious zealots are mobs of crazy people.
Right.
It's never a scientist going, well, maybe we should think about what we're doing.
Yeah, which in today's reality, it is actually scientists and people like Elon Musk and Future of Life Institute having all these people working in the field of AI signing on to say, hey, let's make sure that we go ahead with this with ethical thoughts, moving ahead with this. So, Biggs, what do you think? Would you be for or against super soldiers?
Well, this is the thing. If it gets to a point where the government has built this huge army of super soldiers who are like cyborgs, half human, half that, we're going to get dominated. And someone's going to have to step up and volunteer to get cyborged up, and I'll be willing to do it.
So like a good Terminator?
Yeah, I'll be a good Terminator. I'm going to not have to go back in time because tyranny's already here. And I'll be willing.
Do you think they're going to let you maintain your humanity, though? Don't you think that they're going to say you're going to be implanted with all of this?
Well, it's just like RoboCop was able to fight all the program that he had, and the realness came out in him, and he became good. And that's what's going to happen with me.
But the stormtroopers couldn't withstand Order 66. They just went and slaughtered all the Jedi.
Yeah, but I mean, these guys have Jedi mind tricks. I don't have that. Neither do we. I mean, all in all, I'm going to go get the game because I want to play it and see what it's all about. It's always interesting. So, yeah, I mean, I really do think there is predictive programming in these games. I mean, I remember being a kid playing the original Call of Duties, in World War I and II and all that, where you're running around and thinking like, oh, my God, I want to go fight for my country. I want to go do that. And sure enough, I jumped in and signed up and joined the military, and it's nowhere near as cool as these video games make it to be.
Right.
It's completely wrecks and ruins your life. Then you get put on prescription drugs. It's a lot hotter than the video game. Yeah, it's a lot hotter. It's very tiring. You don't have to carry equipment and rucksacks when you're playing video games. But I mean, I do think that works on children to help promote that whole join the military, sacrifice yourself, and then when you get out there, you find out that you're not really fighting for your country anymore and the people. You're fighting for these bankers and these people who want to dominate the globe. So it's definitely something that just kind of throws you out there.
Well, and you can't start over with extra lives or anything like that. You only get this one
once
life.
You die, that's it.
But is it predictive programming, or are they just playing on reality? Because a lot of that technology is already here. We're hearing a head transplant is taking place here soon. And I also thought it was pretty interesting that there were no robots. It was all humans that were just upgraded.
Yeah, it shows that they had no arms or legs when they had the thermals on. You could just see the chest and the head. That was the only thing that picked up on the heat sensor, and the rest of the body was just, mechanized.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and we could just look at a few articles that just came out recently. Here's one that just came out April 6th. Former Winnipegger says bionic leg almost like the real thing.
Huh.
And in there it shows, in that trailer, it shows this female runner winning the gold medal. We saw Oscar Pistorius, the Blade Runner.
Yeah. Right, yeah, that's...
But maybe maybe all that fame and stuff, having the bionic legs, it seems it probably went to his head. He ended up, going after his girlfriend, shooting.
Yeah.
So.
Well, a lot of people are so against